Hello model kit builders. So we're going to try this one out today. This is a Zimmerit coating applicator by this brand Liang. I got this off AliExpress. I have no affiliation, so get the stuff wherever you can for as cheap as you can. So this is supposedly some sort of putty. It says Zimmerit paste on there. Just not sure if that's showing up there, but I assume this must be a Chinese brand. More interesting is this photo etch applicator sheet here. So the packaging says these Zimmerit applicators are for 135, 148, and a 172 scale, and there's a nice image of it. You can put them into a 6mm hobby blade, but I honestly think I don't even need to do that because the handle seems quite long as it is. So pleasantly they are marked 0.5, 0.7, 0.3. Now, boy, that 0.3 is really small. Let me get the camera down here. Those ridges are so small. Like, here's my finger. Hold on. It's so shiny, my camera's having a hard time with this. Here's my fingertip, right? So, head focus, come on. There you go. Look, I don't even know if those are going to come up visible. We'll try it out, but I think I'm going to go for the 0.7. The reason being, I'm building a cartoon trumpeter Sturm Tiger here. I don't really care about realism. It's a cartoon, right? So we might as well just rip all these out as it is. I'm going to have to flex them out, maybe. I guess you could use clippers, but you'll just dull your clippers, so I don't do that anymore. Go. So yeah, I just gotta fatigue the metal a little bit. These things are tiny, but I guess you can get into corners, really tight areas with them. Come on, break. Alright, finally. So we'll try them all. We just have a piece of packaging plastic we can try it on. So let's get these in order. 7, 7, 5, 5, 3, 7, 5, 5, and 3. Okay, so the 3s are only those two small pieces, as you can see. And then the 5 is the most abundant one. Actually, what's interesting is this little thing has two sides. One's a 0.7 side, and then the other side is 0.5. So they kind of share between the two. And obviously you have the most with the largest size. If you're totally new to German tank history, Zimmerit was like a kind of like a concrete coating they put on tanks to keep magnetic mines from sticking to the tank. You know, it created a ceramic like barrier, you know, so the magnetism wasn't as strong. I mean, back then magnets weren't very powerful. I don't think they were neodymium magnets. So okay, well anyways, let's open this up, get an idea what this paste is like. Oh, well, it is sealed, so that's good. But that probably also means it will dehydrate very quickly. Oh, I thought I cut it with my fingernail. Well, let's try this good old knife. Okay, so let's just smear some of that on there. Alright, so it seems I'm going to first start with the 7. I'm just going to smear it across. So that's very easy to smear. The putty is quite soft. So that actually works very well. And so if you want to do Zimmerit, from what I've seen on YouTube's, you probably don't want to do what I just did. You want to smear, go up a little, smear, down a little, smear, up a little, smear, down a little, smear. Right? So that mimics real Zimmerit. So that was very quick, very fast. Let's leave that one there. Let's just leave that to dry out, I guess. See how long it takes to dry. But let's go to 0.5 and let's try this little one. Well, you know what? I'll try the big one still. So smear, up, smear, down, smear, up, and I run out of putty. So I think you want to probably lay on a thin layer of putty where you want first, and then go back over it. Oh, but you see, I think it's starting to dry out already. Yeah, it's not working as quick as the last batch. So I'm going to leave that alone, get some more plastic here. You know what, let's just try it on paper. I'm curious to see if it will cover up these graphics very quickly or not. So let's do the 0.5 again, since we didn't give it a fair shot. We'll use this little medium-sized thing. And so as you can see, I'm not really even sure you need a handle. Alright, it's long enough you can just do it with your fingers. Alright, so I'm going to just scoop it out with the tool itself. Cover that up, keep it from drying out a little bit. Just smear on a layer. That actually is kind of hard to do. Alright, so coming in, up, coming in, down. That's my own fault. My hand wasn't very steady. Okay, well, 0.5 actually is noticeable. Right? That's not obviously a very good application. The real question is, will 0.3 show up? Alright, so where's the 0.3? So this is the widest 0.3 one. If I can get off the table. Got a nice layer of putty down there. Oh, the putty's dried out again. So you really don't have much time to work with this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a minute or less, right? Alright, so I need to have this clean. I have this little Tamiya paint mixer thing, so I'm going to just scoop it out with a spoon and then smear it on this paper. We'll do this. Consistency, it's much smoother than peanut butter. It's definitely soft. Alright, well anyway, it's going to dry out, so let's go in here with number 3. Yeah, this I don't think 3 is going to work. Look at this. Even if I just go straight streaking, it is very, very small. I mean, this is clearly wet putty here, right? So if I lay it down and then streak it, I feel like it's just too small to work with. Yeah, so I'll never use the 0.3 myself. It's not my thing. The 0.5 though is doable, but I think once you paint it, you know, it might go away quite a bit. So for me, realistically, even on this thing does say it's supposed to be 172. I have no idea if that's the case. I mean, it's a cartoon, a caricature. But going back here, 0.7 is for me the way to go. It's obviously Zimmerit, and I'm confident that if you airbrush that, you're going to see the Zimmerit a lot. I think you might be able to see the Zimmerit with the 0.5. But as you can see, that 0.3, sure, it's visible on this black piece of cardboard, but no, that's not for me. Alright, well, here are the tools, and this putty dries very fast. You can see it's also very brittle, just on my fingertips here. This one hasn't dried yet because it's so thick, as you can hopefully see, so I always lose focus. But this thin stuff, yeah, it's very powdery. That's a smooth surface, the stainless. I'm curious about here, though. I'm not sure if that's fully dried yet. I mean, it's only been a few minutes, but yeah, I feel it hasn't dried because it's the plastic. It's not cracking off the plastic. But I do have a feeling this putty is very brittle. Alright, so I think I cleaned it all off pretty well. It was definitely very easy to work with. If you get, since it is, it's some sort of water based putty. The water will clean these tools out very quickly. See, this is totally dry right here on this thing, right? I mean, if it's smooth, you could just scrape it off with your fingernail. But if you had some sort of textured applicator, this is just straight tap water. Look how easy that is to clean off, right? The water just goes right through it. Or if you have like a Q-tip kind of thing, and it's wet, you know, if you have bolt heads or something, you could easily break through. I'll break through right here. Yeah, it broke through that so easily. So this is really easy stuff to work with. You can be super sloppy, and you can just scrape it off or wipe it off with some water very easily. Okay, well, I can't really think of much else. I can't imagine there's going to be any issues with painting it. If you want to watch the rest of this, just look up trumpet or tank. But for today, this particular setup is pretty good. These tools are fine. I did end up putting this small one in this little tool that I had left over. This handle makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, well, thank you for watching today. I'll see you in the next tool-related video.